Troops, time for another 4-minute fame, and we've got Dennis Roth here. How you doing, Dennis?
Hey, good, man. Good to be here.
You've got some famous relatives. Why don't we start there? Tell us about Big Daddy Roth.
Well, my dad was into building cars from scratch. He had a Model A that he'd fixed all up and gone all the way with the clear floor pan and a polished transmission, all that. And he said once he got to that point, he never wanted to fix up another car again, or a Model A, something that the factory had built. So that's when he started building a car called the Outlaw. The very first car that he built was 1959. So right after that, Revell Model Company picked up my mom and dad for a 10-year contract, and they had to supply a car a year. Me and my brothers would help my dad mix the plaster and mix resin and fiberglass to make these cars. So we had an extensive background on how to build and engineer vehicles from when we were kids.
Wow, what an upbringing. And of course, those younger baby boomers back in the day, we recall the artwork that your dad was famous for. And tell us where that artwork took him.
Well, characters like Rat Fink and Wild Child and Mother's Worry, these were all t-shirts that we sold. And so during the day, my mom and dad had 8 hours of work at the shop for us kids. We worked 70 hours a week. My mom and dad had 30 employees, and it was quite a big deal going on during the 60s with that, because the models had brought the fame to the shop and the cars. But to make money and to feed us, my mom and dad sold t-shirts, and we worked at Lions Drag Strip. I worked at Lions Drag Strip every weekend growing up, and so I know a lot of people I knew Mickey Thompson. I still just know a lot of famous people because that's who the people who were around when I was a kid. Robert Williams, Jim Jacobs, Pete Chapuris, Danny Woods. These were all guys that were just in high school and working for my dad back in the day, and now they're the big guys now.
The insanity of this artwork, which was cutting edge back then. I mean, this stuff really shocked the world.
Right. It was the Beavis and Butthead of the day.
I think so. I think so.
Really crazy people. I remember a few years my dad would make Coors Breakfast at Champions t-shirts, or he made surfing helmets. They were really German helmets, but he had to call them surf helmets because the guys at Hot Rod Magazine, didn't want them to call them, German helmets and surfer crosses and all that. It was, nowadays that's just common fare,
So you've taken on the persona a little Daddy Roth, right?
Yeah, when Dad died, when we were going out before, Dad used to always have me sign my name, Ed Big Daddy Roth Jr. It was too long, and Big Junior sounded like, Jumbo Shrimp,
Exactly.
What I mean? So when Dad died, I just became Lil Daddy Roth, which, I don't have to fill my dad's shoes because, who could ever fill those anyway?
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. And you're in Mountain House with your shop, right?
My friend Bud, he used to have a band called Sublime. And his dad and my dad raced together at Lions Drag Strip. So Bud moved up here about, 5-6 years ago. Why don't you come up? We'll get a shop in Mound House over here, where the rents are a little cheaper than in California.
Sure, great.
And now that I've got the Nevada-tude all up in me, it's like, oh man, I love it here. I love coming to hot August nights, and
Oh yeah, the car scene in Tahoe, Reno is huge.
Right.
And you're doing the flake work on your bike right here. We've been working at your bike here at Shoreline, but this is the flake work that you're doing, right?
Yeah, that's the kind of flake I do right here. And I got all colors, and I got candy colors and pearls. I needed my bicycle fixed so I can ride around, at the event center.
Well, great. I'm glad you tracked us down here at Shoreline. Dennis, Little Daddy Roth, good to happen up with you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Take care.
Be cool.